best NBA teams if every legend returned in their prime. Let's begin with the Western Conference. Number 8, the Denver Nuggets. At point guard, we have Allen Iverson, Jamal Murray, Alex English, Carmelo Anthony, and Nikola Jokic. Bro, Carmelo and Jokic combined would get 50 to 60 points a game. Allen Iverson and Jokic are two of the best passers in NBA history. But you know what really makes this team underrated? Alex English. In case you didn't hear about him, this guy averaged 30 points per game. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen for number 8. Number 7, the Sacramento Kings. At point guard, we have Oscar Robertson, Mitch Richmond, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, and DeMarcus Cousins. Talk about a complete team, bro. Every player is at the perfect position. So Oscar Robertson is one of the best point guards in NBA history. A triple-double machine. All he needs is people who can score, and that's what he has. Mitch Richmond, one of the best three-point scorers in NBA history. Peja Stojakovic, also one of the best three-point scorers in NBA history. I'm not exaggerating, he had seasons with a 44% three-point percentage. But you know who the secret weapon is? It is DeMarcus Cousins. Because remember, we're bringing the prime version of the player. And prime DeMarcus Cousins is one of the greatest centers to ever play. Scoring 27 points per game, getting 13 rebounds, he would dunk on everybody. So Oscar Robertson, surrounded by 4 elite scorers. This team is incredible. I just don't know how they're number 7. This should be like a top 3 team, but this video, the teams are just absolutely stacked. Number 6, the Houston Rockets. This is interesting. So at point guard, we have Amen Thompson, someone who's actually on the team right now. He's just so good that he deserves a spot. Now it just gets wild. Clyde Drexler at the 2, Tracy McGrady, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Yao Ming? Bro, what? 4 Hall of Famers. We're getting 32 points per game out of Tracy McGrady, and with Hakeem Olajuwon and Yao Ming, 2 of the greatest defenders in NBA history. I'm not exaggerating. They would get 10 blocks per game, and what makes Amen Thompson so special is he is an athletic freak. Some NBA players are saying he is the best athlete to ever come to the NBA. So his defense, his passing, his ability to dunk aggressively with all of these Hall of Famers on the same team, oh my goodness, this team is terrifying. Number 5, the San Antonio Spurs. At point guard, we have Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, George the Iceman Gervin, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson. 3 of these players, if you remember, actually played with each other for like 10 years. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan. That's this team's secret weapon. They have chemistry because they have actually played with each other. But it's not just chemistry. They're also amazing. Tim Duncan is probably the best power forward in NBA history. David Robinson, a top 5 center in NBA history. This guy averaged 4.5 blocks per game while scoring 30 points per game. That should be illegal, bro. Nobody should be able to be that good. And the best part, you know how many championships these players have won? These 5 players combined have won 15 NBA titles. 15, bro. So even though they're not the most talented team, this team knows how to win. Number 4, the Phoenix Suns. At point guard, we have Steve Nash, the 2-time MVP. Then we have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Charles Barkley, and Amari Stoudemire. Some people say Kevin Durant is the best scorer in NBA history, and Steve Nash is the perfect point guard for him. This is a team that on paper looks like they should be number one. Bro, Charles Barkley was an MVP player. Like, not an MVP candidate. He actually won MVP. He was an 11-time All-Star, also one of the best power forwards in NBA history. The problem is Devin Booker and Kevin Durant playing together. Like I said, on paper, it should be good. But in real life, we've seen them play together, and it's not good. That's the only reason they're not higher than number 4. Because those two guys cannot play together. Moving on to the top 3 teams, the championship contenders. Numero 3, the Utah Jazz. We've got John Stockton, Pete Maravich, Andre Kurlinko, oh, I'm excited to talk about him, Karl Malone, and Mark Eaton. Greg, who's Mark Eaton? I mean, I knew the other guys, but who's this guy? Mark Eaton was 7'4" and averaged 5 blocks a game. That's who Mark Eaton is. But John Stockton and Karl Malone being back together, John Stockton with the most assists in NBA history by a mile, and all of those assists were to Karl Malone. So these two guys have more chemistry than anybody in the video. Andre Kurlinko was the best NBA defender when he played. He could guard anybody and lock them down, which we need. Because we're up against all these NBA legends, we need someone that can play defense. And Pete Maravich, bro, averaging 31 points per game? He did that in 1976 when teams were averaging like 70 points a game. He was scoring like almost half the points for his team. If Pete Maravich played today in 2025, this guy would average 40 points a game. Number 2, the Golden State Warriors. Of course, the Warriors were going to be in this video, and this team is crazy. I mean, all of these teams are crazy, to be honest. At point guard, we have Steph the Chef Curry, Chris Mullin, one of the greatest scorers ever from the three-point arc, Rick Barry, Draymond Green. You know what? I'm going to take out Draymond. I'm going to put him on the bench. I want Jimmy Butler. I know he's new to the team, but I'd rather have Jimmy Butler than Draymond Green. And at center, no big deal. It's only Wilt Chamberlain. My favorite part is Rick Barry because most of us haven't seen any footage of him actually playing. He's from the 60s and 70s. He scored 36 points per game while getting 10 rebounds, while getting 3 steals. Oh my goodness. Steph Curry, in my opinion, the greatest scorer of all time in his prime. But bro, Wilt Chamberlain? Are we talking about Mr. 50 points per game? Mr. 27 rebounds per game? Mr. 4-time MVP? Bro, if the team was Wilt Chamberlain and 4 of the worst NBA players ever, they would still be great. But Wilt Chamberlain with these Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers, oh my goodness, bro. There is only one team in the West that can beat them. Number 1. Wait, before number 1, just for fun, let's see who would be the worst team in the Western Conference. The worst team would be the Minnesota Timberwolves. At point guard, we have Ricky Rubio, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Kevin Garnett, and Al Jefferson. I know what you're thinking. Greg, this is an amazing team. I know all of the teams in this situation are amazing, but compared to the other teams we talked about, this team would get destroyed. I mean, absolutely blown out. And number 1, the Los Angeles Lakers. At point guard, we have Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain. You know what? I'm gonna make it crazier. Take out Wilt and give me Shaquille O'Neal. This is the golden team. Now, the Eastern Conference. Number 8, the New York Knicks. At point guard, we've got Jalen Brunson, Walt Frazier, Carmelo Anthony, making his second appearance of the video, Karl Anthony Towns, and Patrick Ewing. This is interesting because they have two players that are actually on the team right now. Patrick Ewing is the best center to never win a championship. And come on, Walt Frazier, literally a Hall of Famer. But I gotta be honest, this team kinda stinks compared to the rest of them. Number 7, the Miami Heat. We've got prime Dwayne Wade, Tyler Hero, Ray Allen, Chris Bosh, and Shaq. Bro, what a team. Prime Dwayne Wade is a top 3 shooting guard in NBA history. And the 3-point shots from Tyler Hero and Ray Allen, both of them on the court at the same time, is dangerous. But Shaq is what makes this team number 7. I mean, having Shaq on any team instantly makes them great. But most importantly, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, and Chris Bosh all played together at the same time on the Heat. They won a championship together. So this team has chemistry because they actually played together. Number 6, the Toronto Raptors. We have Vince Carter, who's interesting because his whole career is not that great, but his prime season, he's one of the best players ever that year. Tracy McGrady, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Bosh again. So once again, Vince Carter's best season, he scored 28 points per game. We're getting the version of Tracy McGrady that scored 32 points per game. Kawhi Leonard has already led this team to a title in real life, but I love the defense from Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam. Ooh, bro, you know defense is what wins championships. And Kawhi can guard any player, and Pascal Siakam can guard almost any player. So this team has good defense. Number 5, the Chicago Bulls. This is a fun lineup. We have Josh Giddey at point guard, then Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Joakim Noah. Oh, how interesting this is. Seeing Josh Giddey with Michael Jordan is unbelievable, but it makes sense. He's the best point guard to pick here. This season, Josh Giddey has been a triple-double machine. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, obviously, they played together. They won so many championships together. So that gives them an edge against all the other teams. Because not only did they play together, not only did they win one championship, they won multiple championships. And they won those championships without a good point guard. So now with Josh Giddey, one of the best passers in the NBA, as their point guard, oh, this team would be filthy. But Joakim Noah is very important. In case you didn't watch him, one of the best defensive centers ever. This guy's career was defense and rebounding. So all 5 players are amazing defenders, especially the last 4 players. But I know what you're thinking, why aren't they number 1 if they're so good? Bro, these next 4 teams, they start to get crazy. Like, even though this team's amazing, these next few teams are a lot better. Number 4, the Boston Celtics, the team with history. We've got Bob Cousy at point guard, a 6-time NBA champion, an MVP winner. But it gets better because we have Larry Bird, Jason Tatum, Kevin Garnett, and Bill Russell. Yo, how is this team number 4, bro? Every single player on this team has won a championship. Even Jason Tatum, who's so young, he already has won a championship. Combined, this team has 22 NBA titles. That's more than any team in this entire video. This is a team of players that know how to win, and they get to all play together. And I have to say it, Larry Bird and Tatum both on the court at the same time, 2 of the deadliest scorers ever. Oh, that would be fun to watch. But we are moving on to the top 3, the championship contenders. Numero 3, the Milwaukee Bucks. At point guard, we have Oscar Robertson, one of the greatest of all time. Then we have Ray Allen making another appearance. Sidney Moncrief, and this is where it gets crazy. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yo, no disrespect to Ray Allen and Sidney Moncrief. They are two legends. They are going to help this team a lot. But let's just focus on Oscar Robertson being able to pass the ball to Giannis and Kareem. That's unguardable. If Oscar Robertson was getting triple doubles with his average teammates, imagine what he would do with this lineup. This guy would get 20 assists per game, and I'm probably not even exaggerating. We're getting MVP Giannis, MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This team is just so good. Number 2, the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, these are just getting more fun as we get closer to number 1. Because at point guard, we have Allen Iverson, Julius Erving, Charles Barkley, Joel Embiid, 4 Hall of Famers, and our center, no big deal, Wilt Chamberlain! Mr. 50 points and 20 rebounds is back. Oh, I'm sorry, 27 rebounds, I forgot. There is not one team on this entire video that can stop Joel Embiid and Wilt Chamberlain. No one will be able to guard them. Bro, people can barely guard one of them, but if they're both on the court at the same time, forget about it. Allen Iverson's gonna break everybody's ankles. Julius Erving is going to dunk on you, but people think about his dunks. He actually scored a ton of points. Let's not forget, Julius Erving was a 4-time MVP. He scored 32 points per game. The problem is Charles Barkley. I mean, he's wonderful. He's also an MVP player, but at small forward, that's not his position. And we don't really have a lot of 3-point scorers. Julius Erving shot 30% from 3. Allen Iverson was okay. So because of that, really, only Joel Embiid can hit the 3-point shot. And that's not enough against these other teams. So even though this lineup is absolutely crazy, they are not number 1. Number 1! Wait, before number 1, just for fun, let's see what would be the worst team of the Eastern Conference. The worst team would be the Washington Wizards, just like they are in real life, the worst. At point guard, we've got Gilbert Arenas, we've got John Wall, Kyle Kuzma. Yes, this team is so sad that their best small forward of all time is Kyle Kuzma. Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld. Once again, I mean, forget Kyle Kuzma, this is a great team. But compared to these other teams, they would lose by 60 points. And number 1, oh my, the Orlando Magic. At point guard, we've got Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill, who in his prime is a top 5 player ever. But what really makes this team number 1, at power forward, Dwight Howard, and at center, prime Shaquille O'Neal. The NBA Finals would be the Magic versus the Lakers, and the Lakers would win in 6 games. But what if every player returned to the team that drafted them? Which team would be the best?